How Amy Robach's friends allegedly feel about her and TJ Holmes' engagement. Hello friends, I'm Wordly Wise. Welcome to my channel. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press bell icon. Years after Amy Robach and TJ Holmes' relationship became public knowledge, the pair finally decided to take the next step. Holmes and Robach recently announced that they're officially engaged, and the two subsequently expressed their excitement. It goes without saying that an engagement is typically a time of celebration for a couple and their loved ones. However, an insider is now alleging that Robach's friends aren't completely thrilled about the situation. Holmes and Robach have occasionally spoken about the support systems they both have. In the aftermath of the engagement announcement, though, a source for Page 6 claims that Robach can still depend on her besties to a degree. However, they also allege that her beau and co-host isn't all that popular. I don't know many people who like TJ. She still has her besties, and anyone who truly cares wants her to be happy. Despite that, the unnamed individual also alleges that within Amy Robach's circle of trust, the chats about her engagement aren't of excitement behind closed doors. This is only a claim, of course, and it should be taken with a massive grain of salt. As of this writing, neither Robach's reps or the media pundit herself has spoken out to confirm or deny these latest rumors. What's true is that much of the public has watched and shared thoughts on the Robach-Holmes romance since it was revealed in late 2022. At that time, the then GMA3 What You Need to Know were photographed engaging in PDA during a vacation while they were both still married. ABC News subsequently took the pair off the air and, by early 2023, they signed their respective exit agreements and departed the Disney-owned News Corporation, which has reportedly had issues with staffing since Holmes and Robach were let go. Amy Robach and TJ Holmes now headline the podcast Amy and TJ, and they even confirmed their engagement on a recent episode of the show. Via the podcast, the two have been open about various facets of their relationship, including the early mental health struggles they experienced due to the drama that resulted from their romance being revealed. Both journalists have also been candid about their belief that their jobs were unfairly taken away from them. In spite of that, the pair expressed sheer joy over their engagement, with Robach confirming that they'd been engaged for just about a month by the time they made the announcement. Holmes emphasized that he and his newly minted fiancé wanted to let the public know about their big news before someone else revealed it. Interestingly enough, they also confirmed that Robach had been wearing her ring in public amid crowds of tens of thousands, yet no one apparently noticed that piece of jewelry. As of this writing, it's unclear as to when Holmes and Robach actually intend to exchange vows. In the meantime, though, we'll also have to wait and see if Robach and Holmes provide any kind of clarification as to how their friends and family feel about their engagement. Eric Swan is a senior content producer at Cinema Blend. He began working with the publication in 2020 when he was hired as weekend editor. Today, he continues to write, edit and handle social media responsibilities over the weekend. On weekdays, he also writes TV and movie-related news and helps out with editing and social media as needed. He graduated from the University of Maryland, where he received a degree in broadcast journalism. After shifting into multi-platform journalism, he started working as a freelance writer and editor before joining CB. Covers superheroes, sci-fi, comedy, and almost anything else in film and TV. He eats more pizza than the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles' 90-Day Fiance. The other way moment. Jenny finds herself doing yoga under Sumit's mom's direction. This week's episode of 90-Day Fiance, The Other Way, puts Jenny in an unexpected limelight as her partner Sumit's mother conducts a memorable yoga session. What began as a straightforward scene of clothing sorting evolved into a powerful instance of cultural clash and insecurity. Jenny is rocked by Sumit's mother's candid criticism of her physical appearance and health, which implies that yoga may cleanse and change her. As her prospective in-laws lead the session and Jenny is made to face her own emotions of inadequacy, her uneasiness is evident. This is about power, acceptance, culture, and the conflict between tradition and contemporary expectations. It's not just about attempting a new workout. The episode examines how relationships transcend two individuals and encompass families, identities, and unwritten rules through this difficult yoga class. It's the way Sumit manages this scenario, pulled between maintaining his parents' honor and protecting Jenny's dignity, that makes it so revealing. That results in plenty of clumsy humor to break the tension. In the end, the most fitting challenge for Jenny and Sumit on 90 Day Fiancé. The other way doesn't appear to be marriage or a visa process, it's this very barrier, one they may need to overcome together. 90 Day Fiance. The other way, when yoga becomes more than exercise, the session that turned into a confrontation. Innocently enough, Sumit's mother asks Jenny and Sumit to join her for a yoga session. Suddenly, the couple is on yoga mats, being told again and over to bend, breathe, and purify. Jenny pauses noticeably as Sumit's mother says, "This will reduce your fats. You've put on so much weight." Jenny is deeply affected by the comment. As the session goes on, her bewilderment transforms into embarrassment. Sumit's mother then demonstrates intense cleansing techniques, and 90 Day Fiance. The other ways Jenny struggles to keep up. Both criticism and expectation are there in the comments regarding her appearance and health, which Jenny didn't request. By the end, she concludes that this moment was about much more than yoga. She wasn't prepared for the wave of cultural criticism to follow. His mother's lifestyle ideas are tied up with discipline and respect, traits she believes Jenny must adopt in order to fit in as part of the family. There has to be some symbolic significance to her focus on laughing yoga, too, a way perhaps of lifting off not just toxins but also resistance to Indian mores. Jenny becomes increasingly uneasy as the drill goes on. She tries to explain why the positions and techniques feel foreign, admitting that yoga was never a part of her life. Jenny, feeling vulnerable, objects to the mustard oil nasal rinse and the salt water cleanse after Sumit makes light of poop yoga. As Sumit's father corrects her posture, the strain increases, and Jenny chuckles uneasily, feeling silly. Age differences, in-law expectations, bodily concerns, and identity upheavals are just a few of the underlying dynamics that the yoga scene reveals by removing cultural masks. It draws attention to both the emotional and physical discomfort. Jenny is torn between maintaining her dignity and adjusting for love. When she finally acknowledges that she feels stupid and silly, the scene perfectly encapsulates what 90 Day Fiance, the other way is all about: how love must endure the pressures of society and expectations. Instead of being a time for connecting, it turns into a reflection of power relations that can be more difficult to change than any yoga stance. Follow Jenny and Sumit's journey on 90 Day Fiance. The other way on TLC.